In this exercise video, I'm going to show you how to do an isometric exercise for your gluteus medius and minimus. These are the deep hip glute muscles here that help keep stability through your hip and pelvis when you're standing on your feet and help with hip strength and stability. So we're working this little area here on the side of your hip, not the big glute max that's on the back of the hip. So what you're going to do for this exercise is get yourself right next to a blank wall, so that way you can use the wall for resistance, and you want to have a small little ball or a rolled up towel or folded pillow for your resistance. But you want something that's not super squishy. You want something relatively firm, so that's why the ball is a little bit nicer. So in standing, you're going to have yourself at a 90-degree angle away from the wall, with the leg you're going to do the exercise on closest to the wall. So I'm going to be working on my left hip, left glute med and min, so I'm going to have my left side closest to the wall. In this position, you're going to be balancing on your opposite leg, so this side will get a little bit of work too, but you're going to take your ball and put it just on the outside of your knee, and you want to make sure that with this position here, your thighs are parallel to each other, so you don't want to be way out here and spread apart. You want to be in a relatively normal stance position with your thighs more parallel and straight. Hold on to the wall for balance. This is not a balance exercise, so go ahead and hold on to the wall. And balancing with some stability on the opposite leg, a little bit of a knee bend. You're going to make sure that the knee that's closest to the wall that you're exercising is either in line with your other knee or slightly behind it. We don't want this knee to be drifting forward at all. We got to keep it in line or behind the opposite knee to really make sure we're isolating the correct muscle. So bring that leg in line with the opposite knee or slightly behind. You're going to get nice tall posture, core engagement here, stabilizing through your opposite hip. Bring your left toes off of the floor. So now I'm just balancing on my right leg and my left hand, and I'm going to gently press my knee into the ball, straight to the side, holding for the prescribed amount of time, and then slowly releasing. Press and hold, and release. When you're doing this exercise, you should feel the muscle work right here on the side of your hip. So if this is the bony part of my hip joint, and this is the top of my pelvis, I'm feeling it right in between those two areas. You might even feel a little bit more on the back side. What we don't want to feel is anything on the front side. That means that your position is incorrect and you're using the hip flexors instead of using those deep hip muscles. So you want to really make sure you're feeling it here as you're doing this isometric exercise. And press and hold and gently release. You're going to do that for the prescribed amount of hold as well as the prescribed amount of repetitions, making sure that you're keeping good form throughout this. So these muscles sometimes can fatigue pretty quickly, especially if they're very weak or they have some issues going on. So if you start doing it and you feel like you're starting to tilt or crunch or collapse or anything like that, then that's your sign to stop the exercise and take a break.